Hi, it's Richard Tricker from CV Channel. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to introduce you and get to know Mike Young a little bit better, who is a Cognos planning consultant who I've placed a few times. Mike is excellent analyst and contributor, and he's been around doing Cognos planning since the days of Adatum many years ago. So he's a very experienced candidate, and I think it's worth taking a little bit of time just to understand him a bit better. So you've been doing Cognos planning for 20 years?
20 some, yeah.
Yeah, so you started off actually working for Adatum before it was acquired by Cognos.
There was a fellow called Gould.
Andy Gould.
Andy Gould. And his brother Michael was writing the very first Adatum product, and Andrew was writing the manual. And Andrew and I, every time we meet, we argue about who did the first consulting assignment.
So you might be the first Adatum consultant to do the consulting implementation.
Arguably.
Arguably.
And Andrew would say different.
What are you best at?
I'm best at change.
Okay.
I'm not too good as steady as she goes because I get bored easily. I'm looking for where somebody's either got a breakdown or whether they've got a clearly defined objective, which has got a clearly defined finishing post, and you've got a reasonable resource to get there. Then I'm in my comfort zone because I tend to be a very results-based person.
And is it fair to say that you're very client focused, aren't you? And all the
Yeah.
customers that I've placed you at, you always care about the outcomes.
I do care about the client possibly more than myself, but also when you're working with a team of people, sometimes you find that different players in the client side have different objectives, and that can be quite difficult because I'm trying to work out what's in the business's interests that isn't always aligning with all the individuals in the group.
What do you think your weakest point is?
Oh, if there's a division in the implementation team, I will always favour the direction that I'm feeling is in the company's best interests. But that isn't always, the lie of the land. Sometimes you can get a powerful individual who's got their own agenda, frankly, and if you go in the direction of the company, that individual may feel as though you're kind of undermining their authority, or you're being too zealous, or too serious, or something like that.
So the Cognos planning market has some reasonably eccentric people in, and Mike is probably one of the most eccentric people you're going to find. He's a bit of a Marmite sandwich, so not everybody's cup of tea in that scenario. In my view, he works best independently, and probably for an FD or an FC, usually somebody who's in trouble. That's actually where I've had the very best customer feedback. He's all about customer ownership, so training and documentation are really important to him. His training and documentation is very good. And the other thing that he's really good at is actually reducing the skill level required for Cognos planning users and super users to actually get through the budgeting and planning cycles. You can reduce the amount of skill required just by simplifying the model.